Hey Legacy community, it's Terra Master, and I wanted to really quickly give you an introduction to the video you're about to see. And the video you're about to see is our boy Lucas Gaylord has gone ahead and done everybody a solid, and he has given us what he believes to be, and I agree, the optimized build for Conflict Warriors, the top, in my opinion, Speed Duel deck in this Jinzo Twisted Nightmares format. He's going to go through and explain every single card and why it belongs in the deck. Alright, enjoy.
Hello guys, I'm Lucas Gaylord, and I'm here to bring you with my ideal version, what I believe is the ideal version to play Conflict Warriors. Now, I've played this deck in Speed Duel League, and I've played it in Yugioh Legacy, aside from random matches, including ranked matches. So as of now, it has like 12 wins and 3 losses. So I think it has a really high win rate. But yeah, I'm gonna show you my build. So first off, you have Inner Conflict, that's the skill. You pay half your life points, you steal a monster from your opponent. You're doing this because you want a tribute. You take the opponent's monster and you tribute it for Jinzo. Now this is not the European Jinzo, this is non-speed duels, but I don't care. So I played 3 Jinzos, and the reason I'm playing 3, I'm also playing 20 cards because I want to maximize my consistency. Now the reason people used to play 2 tribute monsters before Jinzo was because if you hit Soma, you lose because of the paying half your life points. Now if you play Jinzo, you don't have to worry about Soma. So now you can go all in with Jinzo. And yeah, basically it shuts down all the traps. So no Nightmare Wheel, no Zomas. And so you don't have to worry about his answers, so you can OTK them unless they have a Jinzo answer, which we're gonna talk about later. But yeah, this is your boss monster. Play 3 because you want to see it in your opening hand as much as possible. It's not a brick because you have the skill. If you draw 2, that's unfortunate, but you can still win because you can still OTK. So really good at 3. You should play 3 because you want to see it every single time. Now this is a Conflict Warrior deck. So the most important warrior, Gearfried. Now reason we play Gearfried is because of Moth. You want immunity from their parasite. You can deal pressure until your opponent can out this or use parasite on something else. So yeah, really important. I play common versions because if it's a foil version and then they can see the card bent a little, they might know it's Gearfried and not Command Knight. So it's ideal to play the common versions so you can bluff. You can set this and make people think it's a Command Knight or a Neodoria. But yeah, I played 3. This is the main beater. Next off, we have to play 3 Command Knights. This is very important because it helps boost your attack points. It also helps defend. It's a great card for turn 1. You set it, your opponent attacks. It's 19 defense, he can't go over it. And then you use a conflict, play Jinzo, that's 4,000. So it's a really great turn 1 card. It boosts the attack of your warriors, which is very important because you're playing now a beatdown mirror match sometimes. So you might want to have the biggest stats. So yeah, 3 Command Knights. If you have 2, there's a lock. So your opponent cannot attack any of the Command Knights. So yeah, that's also important to know. And lastly, we have 2 Gaias. Now, why we play 2 Gaias and not 3 Gaias? Because I think 3 Gearfrieds is more important for the Moth matchup. The 100 extra attack doesn't matter a lot of the times. And also you have to consider that Gaia has to be played in attack mode. Cannot be set like Command Knight or Gear Freed. So it makes you vulnerable to Parasite. So this is why I play 2, no more. But if you want to play 3, then you have to play 2 Gear Freeds. I think that's the most balanced way to play your beaters. So next off, 2 Sphere Karibos. Very important, because this is what's gonna save you from the OTK, aside from offerings. But your opponent cannot predict if this is a Jinso in your hand, so you're ready to conflict next turn, or if this is a Sphere Karibo. So it makes that mind game. It puts Jinso in defense mode, so even a Command Knight can attack over it. So very important. Play 2. I won't play more because it doesn't give you that much sometimes. So I just stick to 2. But really great card. It helps you beat over monsters with lower defense. Next off, 2 Dust Tornadoes. Now, why Dust Tornado in a Jinso format? Because you have to understand that Jinso is not always on the field. Offerings is the only, Dust Tornado is the only card that can destroy offerings before your Jinso comes. Now, obviously Night Beam can do the same, but Night Beam has a problem. Because Night Beam cannot get rid over Soma or Nightmare Wheel. And sometimes you're low on life points, you haven't drawn Jinso, but you have a Dust Tornado, and this is what's gonna save you from Nightmare Wheel, from Zoma. So this is better than Night Beam, and the fact that it's a trap that cannot be activated when Jinso is on the field, you have to remember, like, what target do you want to destroy if Jinso is on the field? Like, Soma is negated, Nightmare Wheel is negated. Like, what do you want to destroy? Like, your only worry has to be the Jinso. And once you out Jinso, this card is live again. So it's better than Night Beam. Don't play Twister. Twister, the only good targets that Twister has is Soma and Nightmare Wheel, which can be taken care of with Dust Tornado and Jinso. So don't play Twister. Play 2 Dust Tornadoes. Don't play Night Beam. You could consider Night Beam, because in some scenarios it's gonna be better for the OTK, but I think this is the safer card. Like, Night Beam is better for the OTK, this card is just safer for the scenarios that Nightmare Wheel or Zoma and offerings. So speaking of offerings, we have 3 offerings. This is the best card in the format, in my opinion. Quick play, destroys any face-up monsters. Oh, that's another reason why you might want to play Gear Freed in defense mode sometimes, to try to dodge offerings. Anyways, this is the best card in the format because it helps out Moth. It helps out Jinso. It helps out any face-up monster, and it's not negated. The only way to stop this card is with the skill of Magician of Black Chaos, which nobody plays, and you still have other outs for that. So, great card. You can also abuse it in the sense that if you have a Jinso and you have this, like, you attack a monster, battle step, activate offerings, now you're attacking directly, that's game. If they had 2,400 or less. So 3 offerings in a 20 card deck. This is the best card. Don't play 2. You can side 1 out if you don't need it, but I think most of the time you're gonna need 3. So 3 in main deck. And lastly, we have 2 Somas. Now, the same logic with Dust Tornadoes. Like, you play Soma because it's a really great card before or after Jinso. So it's an extra special summon, deals damage, so it can help against Moth. And it's an extra body. And 1800 is a lot in this format. So yeah, Great card at 2. Don't play more. And it's, again, you don't always have Jinso. Your opponent doesn't always have Jinso. Like, sometimes this is the card that you can take advantage of, especially in decks that don't play Jinso. So yeah, 2 Somas. And that's it for the main deck. Now my side deck, it's interesting because I play 1 Dark Ruler Hades, 1 Gap the Divine Soldier. Dark Ruler has the advantage that it can stop relinquish decks because it breaks the faceless loop, because it destroys faceless. The effect is negated permanently, negates Nidoria, negates Apprentice Magician. Great card. Also, it has more stats than Jinso, so it could beat over Jinso. Great card. Now, Gap has a different utility because it can help you heal from floodgates. But also, it gives pressure on your opponent, because if their monsters are on attack mode, they have a time clock where every turn that passes, if they didn't out Gap, you're gonna lose, because they can't sit on their phase out monsters because it's gonna deal damage. So yeah, it doesn't stop Nidoria, but it deals damage to Nidoria. And if you're playing conflict decks where you pay half your life points, like, this can be huge. But mostly I play these 2 against stall decks, because now you're seeing more stall decks that play Yomi Chip, Man-Eater Bug, Go Keep On, the Insect Package. So these 2 cards are gonna be really, really helpful against those matchups, because yes, you play Jinso, but they're gonna have an out to Jinso. And okay, you stop their traps, but once Jinso leaves the field, it did nothing. It only froze their traps, but now they can be activated again. At least with Dark Ruler, any monster you destroyed, it will have the effect negated. You did something, you accomplished something. Same with Gap and Flip effects. But Jinso, it only gives you a temporary win condition. And if you can do it, that's fine, but you won't always pull it off, because decks are prepared for Jinso. Now, sometimes you have 3 tributes. Sometimes you can play 4 tributes. Now you have another conflict target. So that's another thing you can do if you side like this. This is how I side against stall. I play 2 Jinsos, 1 Hades, 1 Gap. And that's how I do it against Relinquish as well. So yeah. Next off, we have 2 Nidorias. Great card. It's a decent small beater. It helps clear the board for your opponent, because if they gonna play Conflict Warriors, okay, they play Gaia. This helped clear 1 Gaia. Now you can play another card and go directly, try to go for game. So this card is very important. You could side out Soma, you could side out 1 Gearfried, you could side out 1 Gaia if you're playing against Moth, because this also helps you out Jinso and Moth. Like, if it's face down, there's no Parasite for it. If it's against Conflict Warrior, it's not gonna matter. But after they play Jinso, next turn, if you set Nidoria, there's your out for Jinso. So that's important. Again, it helps you beat as well. 2 Nidorias. Lastly, for the side deck, 2 skill successors. And this is because in a mirror match between warriors, doesn't matter if Twisted Personality or Inner Conflict, it's a battle between stats. Who has the highest beater? He has Command Knight, he has Gearfried, he's 22. You have Gaia. You have Skill Successor. That's 23. Great card for the beatdown. It also helps you beat against Gaia the Fierce Knight. That's a deck that people are sleeping on right now, and I think it has a lot of potential. So don't sleep on that matchup. This card is gonna help you a lot against Gaia and some mirror matches. It's inactive against Jinso, that's true, unless you activate it before Jinso hits the field and then you use the graveyard effect. So you have to be very careful when you use it, what cards you side out for it. But the best way to use it is against Twisted Personality decks. And then if you're gonna use it against Conflict Warriors, you have to think twice. It's not always an easy choice. So yes, lastly, we have the extra deck, the Ideal Extra Deck by Kursoff, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Arcana. No, it's a Meteor Beat Dragon, but I don't have Arcana. So Real Senshi, Gaia the Dragon Champion. Why Gaia and not Thousand Dragon? Because now Relinquish players play Jinso. So this is gonna help you beat over Jinso against Relinquish and not give them a high enough beater. Alligator Swords Dragon and Thousand Eyes Restrict. This is the ideal extra deck. It's not like you're playing Waking the Dragon, but if you are, this is the ideal extra deck. Credits to Kursoff. So yes, thank you guys for watching, and I hope this was a fun deck for you.